Alright, hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome to the big part 30 of my Farewell Graduation Campaign series. Uh, we lost the connection. Okay, we're back. Wait. I saw that. Okay, no, we're good. OBS pulling more than it should, as per usual. Probably Guzman. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to screen them or something. Hold on, I'm checking the task manager and... Okay. I mean, not the task manager. Yeah, we're checking OBS. Alright. So, we were finishing up the Brazil thing. Once that breakthrough came, as soon as we were done with the Confederation, Brazil was soon to follow. What a... Sorry, I didn't know. I mean, they have all this now, but Greater Suriname. That's a big chunk of Amazon right there. Yeah, passable. I never did make those special Latin American divisions either, did I? Boy, the rust was brutal in this campaign, which is why I kind of think it shouldn't just end with us winning the Second Weltkrieg. Or I don't know, would this even... I don't know, would this be the Third World War? And they did just kind of bleed into one another, but so did World War I and the Russian Civil War. I wonder how that all work. What would happen if you declared war on the whole, you probably meant world, right now? Would you die or could you win? If you win, can you just take everything and make a world conquest? World conquest runs just become the epitome of tediousness. And you gotta remember, like, basically a world conquest, once you've done one, you've done them all. In a lot of ways. Hi there, Misha. Like I said, one of the earliest campaigns I ever did on the channel, the first one was Huey Long. But then I did a Hitler World Conquest run, so I could get the double achievements, back when I would achievement hunt Hearts of Iron 4, before I realized, like, it's just, I couldn't imagine streaming all of those. That would have to be something I did on my own time while I'm, listening to music or a podcast or something. Like, I have that going on in the other monitor, not interacting with chat unless it was, like, a super active chat. And I don't think so. I don't think that would happen because it would just be, he's just doing tedious achievements in Hearts of Iron 4. I mean, my god, just the Gran Colombia thing is, yeah. Oh, man, it's so much. But think of what it would take. Think of what it would take to document all of this. The war that, you know what? One day in the future, and not this life, I'm gonna maybe do a campaign in Hearts of Iron 4 where I do write down the day's specific events happen and we talk about them. Like, if you're an American, June 6th, 1944, it's like pre-Independence Day. I mean, it's a day that you see June 6th on the calendar, and there's like a little boom. There's like a little reverberation. Like your brain highlights it for you because it's D-Day. It's the invasion of Normandy. It's attacking Fortress Europa, right? Um, so what would be those days in this universe? There's some that are, I'm gonna definitely, I can't, it'll be hard for me to forget us capturing, we got King Albert on Christmas. Yeah. Feel like channel accurizing. Accurizing? I don't know what that means. Accurize? Accruise. Maybe talking about unrelated stuff like hiking or your job while playing a slow-paced game could work. Hiking. Oh, man. Hiking. It's very popular. I feel like hiking has become like the way people talk about hiking. It's become like the old joke of how do you know someone's a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. That's how I feel like the hobby of hiking has become. Where it is a minority, it's definitely a minority of people. Most people don't like hiking much, but within that minority of the population, it's a very vocal minority. By the way, we have taken Rio de Janeiro. The battle for Rio de Janeiro seems to have ended after days of gruesome assaults by Italian forces despite the city's defensible position. The Brazilian garrison could not prevent the Cate Palace and most of the city proper from falling into Italian hands. Fighting lingers in the hills, but most Brazilian forces have been driven out. Much of Rio was damaged by the fighting, with Italian shells destroying the dome of Candelaria Church and the Rio Grandeza tunnel being collapsed by desperate Brazilian soldiers to halt the enemy advance. With Italian soldiers in control of most of the city, it's clear that the Socialist Republic of Italy has taken a major step in its war against Brazil. Italians took, mark this day, May 6th. May 6th, Italian Marines and infantrymen, meaning regular army riflemen, all hit the beaches and took Rio de Janeiro. Urban assault, they didn't even go for a port. Look at all this damn coastline in Brazil. There's just you could fit entire nations in the space between the major cities of Brazil. And they were just, no, we're just going right into an urban center. Was it defended? Had they built up defenses? Two coastal forts. So it was coastal fortifications. So they had prepped for the invasion. But it was still taken. So think of what May 6th, 1946 then reverberates out and becomes to the Italians and the Brazilians. In the let's I know we're still in the middle of the war. I think we easily have at least another year of the war to go. Just because of the sheer distances that need to be traveled. God, look at all these divisions in the Atlantic. Look at all this. Look at all of this. So yeah, Brazil's situation is dire. Let's actually check how dire. How dire are we talking? 51%. Could be more dire. I don't think it's that dire. But what that's gonna do for post-war Brasilio-Italiano relations, economically, culturally, because the Italians went over there. It's like French and Americans. There'll be the I feel like Americans these days, but in the early republic certainly there was a lot of France. They're the ones who helped us get our independence. Anything they do must be good. Freaking Lafayette was from there. And then, World War I, World War II, it's okay, we're going to pay you back. France is just keeping Iberia. Apparently, this is, oh my gosh, they've gone 100% syndicalist. So, Hey, the people have chosen. The people have spoken, and here, look, we got to 100%. Oh wait, no, that's our stability. We're not at 100% party popularity yet, but I'm sure that this 100% party popularity of the Syndicalist Party of France, the CSR, is perfectly legitimate record keeping, especially with an entire two other nations. It was Spain and Portugal, and remember, Spain had the Civil War, so there's no shortage of ideologies. Um, there, it's just this is all France now. Portugal's gonna start speaking French. Actually, wait, you probably know this. This is probably why it's a joke, and that's why you said it. Um, Portugal was founded by a Frenchman. Um, which is so apparently that is why insofar as much as I know about linguistics, Portugal is the French of the Spanish world. Here's what I mean. I'm talking about the language, just the irregular verbs and the. It's like Portuguese. Of course, it's because it's my perspective though. Like I know Spanish. I live in a border town. Most of my life in a border town. It's whenever I hear, it's like I feel like I understand Italian more than I understand Portuguese. Because the Portuguese, it's like they're not doing it right. Wait. But yeah, you're right. We got to send troops there. So the thing is, who am I going to do it? When it comes to continental Europe, assume the French are somehow involved. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That Vecapation family was getting shit done. These guys, I want them to still be training up a bit. I don't like that we're having supply issues out here, but... Oh, that's Australia for you! Do we really need to get an infrastructure project going for them out here? Frickin', I think we're gonna have to. We're gonna need to jump off at a fair amount. I don't know. Limited. Geez, we're still building the crap in Afghanistan. We're gonna need to spin this hard in the history books, this whole Afghanistan situation. Oh man, they really didn't give it up. Did anybody did I wanna check, hold on a sec. I wanna see, do you guys remember if I did a save around when Australia Falls? No, I don't think so. I misspelled that. Ooh, Caesar, what's up? Just thinking about Caesar today. You know, during, as a man, the daily reflections on Rome, right? Julius Caesar, such main character energy, main character of human history. One of them, anyway. It's like you need to have an opinion on him. Guzman, what are you all this deleting? Just type it out. How are you doing, Wolfe? Hardcore survivals. I've been hardcore. Hardcore seems so divisive as a musical genre. And like people will like try to slander metal by adding a descriptor of it, and then core. You know, there'll be metal core. Oh, that's death core. Yeah, it's in a way to like lessen it, and in a way that nobody actually knows what it means. It's just you just know I'm not supposed to like that. I couldn't explain what it is or why, but I just know I'm not supposed to like that. It's like neoliberal in modern American, political lexicon. And like you could look it up, but I mean, who's telling you what that definition is? Like, look, if I were to look up, we're getting off this. We're getting off this. Gosh, just sorry. After a few hundred, I don't want to say I don't like the Hearts of Iron 4 and the Hearts of Iron 3 soundtracks. I mean, there's some good ones. I mean, I'm just saying there's definitely some stealing from Gustav Holst with the Mars movement, but I mean, that's just tradition at this point. Hold on, I just had an idea. Check this. Bingo. All right. Let's do. Gosh, I need something non-copyright. Let's get the Celtic music. Adrian one. Yeah. Let's check in on how the Irish have been, by the way. Whoops. The Irish, they were having some struggles early on. Nowadays, they're under Jim Larkin. So Jim Larkin, I'll just read it. That's why the guy wrote the descriptor. Someone wrote the descriptor. Thank you, devs and writers. So we got Jim Larkin, who is a talismaniac ideologue, which is increasing his political power gain, production efficiency growth, and civilian factory construction speed. Big Jim Larkin loves two things: syndicalism and controversy, and not always in that order. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's a neoliberal. Neoliberal is the thing I don't like. So it's like, and so it's interesting to me that it seems sometimes when a metal band, it's like there must be some sort of threshold I'm not aware of when you sell a certain amount of albums. You are now core. Oh no, that's not death metal. It's now deathcore. And so what's kind of interesting, yeah, we're going to get to the Jim Larkin, I promise. I'm on a tangent. I'm like, can you tell I've been listening to more Kiata lately? Just tangent to the tangent. But it's like you hit a certain threshold, you're now metalcore. And everyone's a neoliberal, but everyone will have a different definition of that. And that's how I feel hardcore is. Because I've seen, because like, I'll ask people or I'll see people talking about it online. What is hardcore music? Like as a genre, what is hardcore? And so some people say, we'll get technical with it. It's the breakdown, and an emphasis on that. Some people will say blast beat. I've kind of have been finding myself leaning towards. I think a critical element of hardcore is solo vocalist, meaning like you have a member of the band who is just dedicated to the vocal. Just Henry Rollins up there. He's singing and he's a preacher and he's the number one cheerleader and he's the conductor who's controlling the crowd's ebbs and flows. I kind of begun to believe that's a pretty big part of hardcore, which is not to say there's not such thing as a hardcore power trio. Saw one, I listened to one just this, but anyway, so neoliberal's the same. Let's see, metalheads abandoning bands the moment they go gold and wonder why metal's nowhere near the dominant genre, and like we never will be. Oh yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh yeah, saw this. Yeah, I heard this is a pretty cool band. I heard they were big like 20 years ago. They put out one EP. I didn't buy it, and but they were awesome, and they quit because they had financial responsibilities, and yeah, they're great. They're great. This is real metal. um, yeah. What do I? Okay, yeah. So Jim Larkin. Let's read about him. Like his former colleague James Connolly, who I've talked about on the channel quite a bit, I'm sure. Saw his statue in Dublin, actually. In the rain, heavy rain. It was like kind of when you go to Ireland when it rains, nobody gives a shit. But they just keep walking. You don't even cover your heads. But this was where people were actually going, "Oh crap, get inside!" And I was like, "I'm leaving." And that's a big statue I haven't seen yet because I was doing going through all the statue tours thing, like a treasure hunt. So he's a colleague of him. He was born in Great Britain to Irish parents, and shortly after moving to Ireland itself, saw his country's cause and that of its workers to be paramount. Also, like Connolly, he co-founded the Labour Party in 1912 alongside the more moderate William O'Brien. Larkin has been an advocate for socialism and trade unionism since the 1890s, but first courted public notoriety in the 1910s as General Secretary of the Irish Transport and General Workers' Union, a time period which saw Larkin lead the union through the infamous Dublin lockout of 1913. Known for his imposing physical presence as well as his considerable oratorical skills, Larkin's uncompromising and larger-than-life persona has caused many of his followers to idolize him, but also has led to some bitter disputes among former comrades. A Christian socialist, Larkin sees no contradiction between his Catholic faith and his socialist ideals. After the lockout, Larkin spent the best part of the decade in the United States, becoming involved in the Socialist Party of America, further radicalizing and openly espousing support for the Commune of France. I think that's supposed to say further radicalizing them, meaning the United States' Socialist Party. Because, a lot of people say, could the Socialist Party have pulled off everything to become the CSA? And it's my understanding of the canon, like it's sort of the specific details of the canon, that there was a merger. I forget the name of the meeting, but it was Liberation Theology Ireland. There you go. That Peruvian bishop would be a president. Is going to be a president of Peru in this timeline. The Liberation Theologist guy. Caesar, what are you doing? He's trying to click the mouse. He wants me to keep playing. But I just wanted to say radicalizing it. But the point is, it's like there was a meeting. I don't remember when. I want to say like in our timeline, it was like 1920 or something. It was going into I think that election, and you had it's essentially you have to talk about it in Kaiserreich terms, you had the Social Democrats, which 0.58% of the population at this point, days. And totalists are down. Browder is down to 1.85%. Let them talk. Nobody cares. And 37% war support. This late into the war, we're 6 years into this war, and our war support's going up because Eleanor's doing that damn good apparently. Gregor Stoyanovich at home, yeah. Inspired innovation, caveman days. Yeah, so anyway, we were talking about Ireland. And so I think, Jim, the point is that you had the leftist parties in America, they fused, decided to work together, like the AFL's getting involved at this meeting, and so in the Kaiserreich timeline, basically there's more cooperation between the left. When you really know we were in fantasy land, the left not splitting. you end up with a stronger CSA. And then the thing with, I mean, it's like there's people who've done the math on this sort of thing. And plus there's it's basically once a third party can start to get some momentum, that momentum can carry over. Like the Republican Party was founded in of the United States was founded in 1952, or not 1852, excuse me, 1852. They've got a president in 8 years. That quick of a turnaround. And who knows what what would happen with the Bull Moose Party? Like either the Republicans or the Democrats of that time, of Theodore Roosevelt's era, one of them would have become defunct. Although, when you consider when Theodore Roosevelt died, and then if he had had the stresses of doing another term of president, probably maybe would have died sooner. Does Theodore Roosevelt die mid-term as he's doing his second legally constitutional term? Can I send them? No, we still don't have the naval superiority. All right, Ireland. Sorry. Now, Larkin has. You know what it is? I need water. I'll be right back. Teddy would never die. Okay. So, Larkin has been an advocate for socialism and trade unionism since the 1890s, but first courted public notoriety in the 1910s as General Secretary of the Irish Transport and General Workers Union, a time period which saw Larkin lead the unions through the infamous Dublin lockout of 1913. Known for his imposing physical presence as well as his considerable oratorial skills, Larkin's uncompromising and larger-than-life persona has caused many of his followers to idolize him, but also has led to some bitter disputes among former comrades. A Christian... Oh, wait, we already read this part. I'm sorry. After the lockout, Larkin spent, radicalized. He returned to Ireland and became estranged from the mainstream of the Labour Party, narrowly evading imprisonment after the clampdown on socialism that followed the British Revolution. He took up an offer from the French along with his son to further develop his views of syndicalism in the Sorbonne. Having finally returned from France and now the leader of the Irish Syndicalist Party, Larkin has triumphed against the odds and become the leader of Ireland. His widespread plans for industrialization for the benefit of working men and women will see Ireland fully take its place among the nations of the world as a true workers' republic. Alright, so let's see how they're doing. 82% war support, 100% stability, wow. Socialism in his light, from the cloud to the stars. Oh yeah, go on. Wait, where is it? Here we go. It was once said that Ireland's people will never be free when they control... will only ever be free when they control the means of production. everything from the plow to the stars, and the Irish Syndicalist Party have made it their mission to ensure they do. From extending the rights of women, expanding the roles of union in Irish society, and ensuring that Ireland is set on the path of worker-led industrialization, it seems that in time they'll have ensured a nation in which the destiny of Ireland's people is their own to decide. So, this clearly, I haven't played the new Irish tree, but clearly this is, hold on, that music's way too loud. There we go. This has definitely got to be the result of several focuses, events, giving you these different buffs. So, for example, I'm noticing there's a lot of good stuff here, like plus 15% stability, plus 0.15 daily political power gain. But there's some bad things too, like your monthly population goes down 10%. They're paying a fee of a 5% consumer good factories factor. So I'm wondering how customizable that is, or is it always going to be the same and you just get them at different times? And by the way, didn't I tell you the AI, when they run out of focuses? Air production. When in doubt, build planes. Yeah, we got all of my life. I've waited to see Grigor Stoyanovich coup Russia, creating Novaya Russia and invading Europe with giant robots. Instead, I got the dollar store version of him, Prigozhin. Yeah. Yeah, just trying to Leroy Jenkins the government. Sheep-powered factories. Yeah. You know, I actually do. I've seen a magnet that it's a bunch of sheep on a road in Ireland. It says Irish traffic jam. Because I think it's, oh man, I always forget the ratio, but it's something like, it's like sheep outnumber the Irish 5-1 or something. Formation of the first parachute battalion. Pretty sure we saw this before already. Oh wow, it just spawns. I didn't know that. It spawns you your paratroopers. All American, the Screaming Eagles, and the Red Unicorns. Lucky number 13th. Yeah, China just eating itself alive. The suicide of China is what they'll call it in the future, in this timeline. Chinese suicide, something like that. Whatever's the Chinese word for suicide, I guess that's what they call it. Like it would have a word that is only said in a single language. You know, it's like the folk are going, how do you say let's go in English, you know? You know, it's let's go. So it's the weight of memory. What story would you like to see in Zelda games in the future? Yeah, Zisha. Yeah, that's what they're gonna call it. Whenever our war is over, and then like, and who's gonna intervene? Who's gonna intervene in this crap? Nobody's involved. I mean, I guess so. Like, would that be what the next post-war would be about? Someone wants the resources of China while it's depopulated itself and easy to walk over, in theory. By the way, I'm not gonna forget. We know, Indochina. Sorry, I'm thinking again. help the Social Democrats. I mean, no, I don't. No. The Social Democrats. Oh, you mean like these ones in Brazil? These ones? No, they went social liberal. They like see they turned right as soon as there was a crisis. Like I like to think in this world, Social Democrats are still called pinkos, but it's a slur. You know, in the opposite direction. I mean, it's just, I guess it's kind of a slur either way. It's like, you pinko, like, you know, you're a secret communist. But it's the other way around. It's like, you're a pinko, you're not really red, you're a freaking secret reactionary capitalist pig! Sorry, my bro's always being discriminated. Yeah. But it's, yeah, this'll just, yeah, Zisha. The Chinese suicide. Because this is a three-way war, or I don't even know, I think, okay. So the main group has been the League here under Jin Yuan, his clique. But he's been but him fighting off the Feng Tian and the Social Democrats, the Chongqing Federation, federal government, these are separate wars. So Feng Tian and Chongqing are not even at war with each other, and Zhang Ji is technically in this war. I think they have been taking losses. Yeah. Yeah. But none of them are involved in any way with the stuff that's going on all around them. So look, you could see the borders of modern China, over free Tibet. You know what I mean. You could basically see the outline of the Chinese area, and there's Burma here too. Like just completely uninvolved in this truly globally spanning conflict. So much of Africa. We've only secured North Africa this whole time. But you know what I think this also emphasizes is how the Ottoman War really does get kind of... They need to implement some sort of trigger where if it's like 1943 or something and the war between Egypt and the Ottomans and the Persians, if all this isn't done yet, they need to be able to join factions. With the idea that, you know, okay, I'm going to join the bigger world war because then they'll also help me win the local war. It's kind of like there's a bleed over in the same way that Japan and China had been at war before what we call World War II started. World War II we think of as starting in 1939. That's how we teach it, even though in America, you know, we didn't go in until 1941. Realistically, 42, you know, got dragged in at the end of 41. But then, you know, the war between Japan and China becomes part of the bigger war happening, you know, between fascism and its enemies. Every time I see North and South Germany, I stare where the border was, trying to figure out who would be the main clubs in football, soccer in those nations. Oh, yeah. Sports. That's true. Yeah, we do. I like the couple of, you know, they put some sports stuff at the beginning in 1936 in Kaiserreich, you know, who wins the Stanley Cup, who wins the World Cup. That's neat. So, South Germany, as divided here, the northernmost part of it is Franconia. That blue. So we got Franconia, Württemberg, Baden, Upper Bavaria, and Lower Bavaria. It's like an Egypt thing. I told y'all I used to live in Germany, right? when I was a little kid. Lived on base. The base was just in Germany. That's probably the better way to put it. I have some memories, mostly the snow. But this would be... It's kind of funny because I've noticed in... Oh, congratulations, Frenchie. Frenchie with a German fiancé. Welcome to the EU world. Yeah, just it's the thanks Obama, but it's thanks Konrad Adenauer. Now I got a freaking smoking German wife. Same, but in Japan. Ah, so we got some access connection going on there. But anyway, what I was gonna say is you know, after the World Cup, whenever everybody from the Isles, all the teams are, you know, knocked out. You don't really. I personally have never seen on the Irish side, but like on the English, Scottish, Welsh side, I'll see people posting like, look, let's just say we were one country. That means we merge the teams and we keep the best, right? And it's like they basically want to create a super team. That way, it's this dude will be dominant. So I feel like this would be such a sick rivalry. The North versus South German teams, you know, at the Olympics, you know, except to be boycott. Well, I mean, no, because everybody's the same ideology. They're just two different countries. So these are expressly made with the idea that these are independent nations that never should have been fused together. So you know, I feel like there would be a much more active effort to normalize dual Germany, like there being two countries, as opposed to in our timeline where the divide between East and West, you know, they're going to have different feelings about unification, the goals of it, what it's supposed to look like after. But the point is, like, who would win more Euro Cups? Who would win more World Cups? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Man, I should go back and watch some classic games. Use it to Austria. Okay. War propaganda, for sure. Great. I would love if we could hit 50% war support. We can get half the country down with continuing this madness. Oh, we still don't have the naval superiority. Okay, we need to get some more ships in the West Emperor chain. This really is not much. We can get out there, but they've ceded us Hawaii, but not much else. Austrians are mountain Germans. That's how you make an Austrian mad. Yeah. Yeah. Damn, I really thought, I'm telling y'all, I really thought that... really thought Austria was going to make a run. Really did. They said we had England in the finals. But it was good for Spain. I'm very happy Spain won. But I just wanted Austria to have a run. Okay. Agents will enter the country. Expect enemy counterintelligence to try to tell them. Diplomatic back channels. Contact people we can work with. Encourage them to work for us. Our agents will lay low. Yeah, okay, let's make something happen here. Outlook is excellent. 10% risk. Bonus outcome, Stanley Jean, he's good at these sorts of things. He's almost a linguist. Alright. Do it. And I think we could do something else also. Capture Cipher. This was like help speed up the process. How's Japan doing in terms of popularity? Oh, 4.8%, almost at the big 5. The big 5%. Oh! Chongqing just took Shangji, I guess. And a peace deal got signed. Oh, the Qing capitulated. There goes Wuhan. Okay. I think our island hoppers are actually ready. No, they're not. Solomon Sea is not quite covered. Oh man, the naval situation's been fucking on my nerves. Okay. We got some fighter wings here to move over to the Coral Sea, right? Where's my naval? I need my naval. Strategic, close air support. Don't I have freaking wait. Don't I have naval bombers in production? No, I don't. There. What? Okay, what am I think it's time we finally call it a day on the heavy tank bullshit. That really just did turn out to be a waste, didn't it? Yeah, our naval bombers will blot out the sun. We haven't even started yet, and we're already gonna be making 4 a day. Give it a couple of months, I'll be able to start putting them out. We'll check back in like maybe early July. Alright, so the island hoppers cannot go. India is crumbling. If Palpatine was Jewish. You know the Jews are name dropped in Suetonius at the funeral of Caesar? I was reading that chapter, the first one in the 12 Caesars. And look, Suetonius is the gossip rag, okay? By the way, Tacitus is for real. But you get so many juicy stories with Suetonius. But it talks about how there's a mention of how everybody of the different faiths goes to Caesar's funeral to mourn him, and you know, Mark Antony gives a speech and stuff, but it was talking about all the faiths, even the Jews came out. So they're mentioned as like every single religion went to go cry for Caesar, even the Jews, who, you know, are like monotheistic compared to all the others. Can you get early guided missiles or jet fighters in this game? Yes, you indeed can. I don't know if I'm going to do these. I don't remember how the missiles really work. I haven't done rockets. I haven't done rockets since like 2016. We got that gas turbine. We can, oh damn, 250% research bonus here. What's stacking all of that? Technology sharing, and what else? Damn. Something must, and plus 50% each. I think something's not getting calculated correctly, but oh well, we'll just take that. Nuke India, no, the vote was for Japan, so that is going to take a while. We will not nuke India. We will nuke Japan, and then, you see, June 6, 1946. You see, this is a date. This date is ringing out for us, but in this timeline, June 6th, it's just another day. Don't need to get excited. But, like, you know, we'll drop it on Japan, and then, you know, let's... I'll just start saying some mean things about academics. I'm going to just go ahead and bite my tongue on that one. Alright, somebody change the subject. Ask me a question. Come on, guys. I'm on the way out. Now's the time. I should have like some Q&A in the community chat. Just like ask questions of me or whatever. There's Fury. Mission efficiency plus 10% is nice. I mean, there's not really anything much. I'm just Remember though, if I ever take increased military spending, you can't turn that off. You're in for life when you increase your military spending in Kaiserreich for the CSA. But you have the option, like as we saw when we did our MacArthur side quest. They have mandatory. You have to sacrifice the political power for factory output. There's no choice. No one wants to think of the inevitable. I have an idea for a Zelda game story that happened in the time before Skyward Sword, in the time of Goddess Hylia, and the war against the Might of the Demon King. What do you think about this idea of mine? But yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's I think you know, IPs. It could be fun to open them up, let other people take a swing at them, to see how they interpret it. It's called fan fiction. Yeah, it's called the Aeneid. Kind of a serenity to the battle. Like, we're gonna win. It's just a matter of how high are the numbers gonna get. We're at 2.88 million dead Americans. We're waiting 95 years for copyright to expire. Yeah, but it's like I think the Zelda team, they've been consistently doing a good job changing things up. You know, they did Breath of the Wild and they did Tears of the Kingdom, and then people were going, oh, we're gonna get more of this. And frankly, I wanted a third. I think you do a trilogy and base it around the Triforce in some way. If it's well written. If it's not well written, don't do it. But I know I feel like I'm in the minority when it comes to caring actually about the plot. And I think the plot's good. Yeah. Fan fiction used to just be fiction, like Lancelot. Yeah, now there's a fan fiction guy. Lancelot has to be continually redeemed in adaptations. Like, he's not just trying to bang the queen, the queen's trying to bang him. And well, I mean, that's not fair to him. It did turn into a whole thing, and, like, you know, it was one of those things where it was framed, and it was, you know, it was King Arthur's sister, Morgana, was behind it. And poor Mordred, just raised to be a monster. Even Christians went to Caesar's funeral, which is very impressive considering they hadn't existed yet. Yeah. When Brigham Young showed up at Caesar's funeral, the Senate knew they fucked up. He's like, Abraham Lincoln was inconsolable at the Caesar's funeral. Stoked about it. No, who would have been what future figure would have just been out of it at Caesar's funeral? Napoleon would have been falling out. Napoleon at Caesar's funeral, he's doing the, you know, have you ever seen the, oh my gosh, you have the mourners, you ever have, it's always an older woman, you know, she just drops halfway to the casket, like, oh man, get her up, all right, let's try it again. Then she drops again, and then, like, Bernie Mac used to have a joke, I think it was after the third time he was at a funeral, and a woman fell out 3 times, and then she still kept trying to get back up, and he just went, no, you've had enough tries. And, oh man. Let's see here. No one wants to just let it be that Arthur gets cucked. Yeah, Fate Stay Night, all just, we have to write an enormous fanfic about King Arthur where he's been gender swapped, and the word count is almost as long as the complete words of Shakespeare, and the protagonist will bang King Arthur, but also the protagonist will be, you know, the point of view will be made to fall in love with gender swap King Arthur. Like, all of that was done because Lancelot banged Gwen, you know, his queen. And that's the damage that Lancelot's done. That's why when they did that King Arthur with what's his name, Clive Owen and Keira Knightley, which I don't know if you young ones know about this. Keira Knightley, they on the poster for the King Arthur movie, they digitally enhanced her breast size, so like they turned her into like a C cup, and it was like so scandalous, but it was like. And I'm pretty sure she was pissed. But imagine even if that was done today. Oh my goodness. 34 nukes ready to fall on Japan. But Fate Stay Night, it's good, man. Yeah. As if it's like what kind of idiocy? It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna look at Keira Knightley and think we can somehow digitally enhance her to be more attractive? Are you out of your fucking mind? Goodness gracious. Spitting in the... like as a Catholic priest pops out. Spitting in the face of God! I'm behind. Are you calling it farewell because you're going away? I mean, you know, it's just saddling up the Palomino. You know. You'll hear me around, I'm sure. Project Mouthwash has a nice version of Unlimited Blade Works. Hollywood actually saying, fine, I'll do it myself when women refuse breast enhancement surgery. Yeah. And Keira Knightley, man, there is something about Keira Knightley. I think I've done this rant before, so I'm sorry. So it's like, oh god, it's a rerun episode of the CHG. But on paper, according to society, Keira Knightley shouldn't be attractive. I mean, she's very skinny. Too skinny for me. I'm such a pig. You know, like, oh man, it's like, did you hear CHG just talking about women's bodies? That was crazy. Look, it's become ridiculous. That I was laughing super hard. A friend of mine was complaining when something that the Biden administration was trying to get passed through Congress got blocked by I think her name was Christine Sinema, a senator from Arizona, and she was like not wearing a formal suit or something or formal wear, even though she was a senator. She was in like but she wasn't like in sweat and like freaking her pajamas. I think she was like in a long skirt and a sweater or something. And I read an article from one of the big news sources, and the reporter was like asking about the choice of clothing, and her like communications director or whatever, it just comes back with like, oh, so you think it's appropriate to talk about women's clothing, what they wear? You know, and it's like, this is, the bed was made and now you lie in it. Yeah, she's hated by her constituents. Well, that's what the re-election campaign's always about, right? Yeah, minimum wage hike, and she was being quirky. Yeah, right. It's like Zoe Deschanel. I'm Zoe Deschanel in a fat face mask. Arizona politics. I once knew somebody who was running for an Arizona office. Local, not like a senator or something. Should I say what party she was under? I will not. But she had funny commercials, and I'm just gonna say, I'm surprised it didn't become, like, seriously, there was parts of me that were like, she's gonna become a national news story. Because she was freaking stacked, just a smoke show, just would give people whiplash walking up the street kind of look, you know? And I was like, and she was a cosplayer, so there was a lot, oh god, that's too much to say. But I was like, there's gonna be pictures of her everywhere. Like, she's gonna become a national news story when these pictures get out. And I don't think anything ever really Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna check something. I think I need to get a new search engine, primary search engine. Because Oh, yep, I found some article on Comic Beat just saying, you know, kind of losers are gonna vote for her, you know, but it's like, wow, great objective reporting. Also, wouldn't it be good for the comic book industry if a publicly known cosplayer was in a political position? And that see, that's why comics are dying in this country. Like, they're ashamed of themselves. There's no, I feel like the joy, where's the joy in comics? What happened to the game I loved? What happened to this front line? I think heavy artillery getting bogged down out there in Bangladesh is a horrible, horrible, terrible idea. So we're going to try to move these guys actually over here. And, by way of Mumbai, head on down to Bangalore. Not like in Google, knowing everything about you. No. I haven't used Google in a while, in years, really. Well, I guess on my phone, actually. But like on my, I usually use Ecosia because I like their image filtering settings and stuff. I find it really useful when, you know, like, especially when I used to make a lot of thumbnails and stuff, but just for kind of like for photo editing. But they've been letting ads get through lately, and I also feel like the detector thing, when you're trying to search one thing and something else is coming up, it's just, there's just been a few things here and there that I just, I don't know. I feel like I should move on. Try a different one. Not feeling great about this. Also, I gotta. Alright, guys, I'm trying to. Okay. Alright. See the Indian movie Bahubali. No, doesn't sound familiar to me. How many women have closets keep directions for just digitalizing by finding their bodies without their consent? Cinema is just hated by their constituents. Will Morgan Le Fay to be redeemed in future adaptations like she was in early versions of Arthur Starks? Well, yeah, no, it's all just layers of fanfic. It's all, yeah, it'll happen eventually. It's just gonna reflect, you know, it's the shots in the mirror. There's no reason not to come down here, I guess. Recognize stuff we're using anyway. I guess there is reason to not do that, but exhort heroism as per usual. Up to 42% on this war support tracker. Okay, are these guys ready yet or what? No, frick. How about y'all in Hawaii? Still, we don't have it on the West Emperor chain. Right. We got a cruiser coming in. You know, kind of centerpiece here. Can we do that? And maybe, dare I say, start making our way west? I don't think so. We're gonna try. Let's go with, no, not this track. The second Mahdist revolt has begun, and there we have Sudan. Again, super late, because this war went on forever. Anyway, that's not what I'm trying to play. Here we go. No, not the fighting one. This one. There we go. That's better. Yeah, Sudan's gonna get wrecked. Yeah, good luck, Sudan. Yeah, coming out in 1946. India will fall. But they... Let's get this engineers. I think we are going to bolster spirits. Yeah, doesn't hurt. And again, can't improve the workers' conditions anymore. Will we have a stream tomorrow? Yes. I actually thought no initially. Tomorrow's stream will probably be in the morning. It's gonna be the opposite of how today was. Today my morning just was going on and on and on. Like I literally showered. So I got up at about 5 and only finally showered about 10 minutes before I started the stream. Because I just was up and doing one thing or the other, and it was one of those things where like, oh, I'll just need to do this one thing real quick, and then I'll shower after, and just turned into one thing after another, and delays, and, so, tomorrow, there shouldn't, well, we'll see. It should be a stream. Or maybe midday at the latest. I'm actually gonna, because tonight, geez, it might turn into a real long day for me. Still more. Did I see the Wolfenstein New Colossus Hitler scene? It doesn't spring to mind. Ethiopia and Somalia are at war. They can't help themselves, can they? Brazil's nearly done. Come on, let's finish this shit off. Let's go! I think, can we... Who's... There's a little strip here where we could get through to them. I think we're gonna send maybe John there. Bye-bye then. Yeah. I can't draw from... Oh no, that's Middle Africa. He's not allowed. I got all these Marines here that aren't doing anything. I think we're gonna... Maybe move them here and get meet up. Changing where I want to do things. And I've also not been thinking about naval superiority. My navy is so large, I've covered so much of the world, and yet there's so much I haven't. I probably could and should pull some of the fleets that are stationed up here, but no. Yeah, Middle Africa under Ernst Jünger endures. Okay. So, yeah, now I'm thinking about tomorrow's stream. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stream until the bottom of the hour, and then I'm actually gonna get off because I need to. I need to exercise. I need to go. Yeah, I just have a lot of stuff today that I have not done because of how long my morning ended up being. And then I'm gonna try to get a lot of stuff done tonight, and then yeah, I'll stream tomorrow. Once I'm up. Okay. So let's keep this going.
Yes, sir.
The Rose tanks just sitting on their asses out there. Oh, we finally maxed out on our manpower in terms of mobilization. So we have 5.59 million in reserve. All this is just places I can recruit. It costs 50 political power to do this for how freaking expensive this was. But let's do it. We are going to recruit a... No, I'm not allowed to recruit a Japanese agent just yet. Well then. I could get an Indian recruit. And so, let's see. We could move up to 46 up here. It's practically the population of Norway, yeah. Oh, don't worry, the Norwegians will still do their part. I think we're stuck. Perhaps not. Terrain minus 55% and low supply. There goes Brazil. And we'll give it to Argentina. Yes. The People's Republic. Oh, that means Brazil's going to be totalist. Well, what is totalism but just, you know, syndicalism with... It's just syndicalism with South American elements. Yeah. Yeah, that's... Alright, wow, you could really see how he looks like a face now. With the eyes, look at that, the tear coming down, tears shooting down the eye. As we will soon have either totalist Brazil or Super Argentina. Talk about World Cup wins. Imagine this? Fuse Brazil and Argentina? Goodness gracious. Come on, open up. Oh, we're getting a lag. We were getting some lag there. Okay, they did release him. That's what caused the lag. Union of Brazil under Abulio de Nequiete. An Orthodox Christian hailing from Lebanon. He doesn't even go here. He's Brazilian. Hey. Abulio de Nequiete is actually not his birth name, that being Abdonat. Wow. He came to Brazil looking for his father, who had immigrated years earlier than him in 1903 and reunited with him shortly thereafter. However, soon their political differences put a wedge on their relationships, and later on, Abelio converted to Spiritism and joined union circles inspired by the revolutions in Europe. He joined the anarchist International Workers' Union, but their militant atheism caused him and some other men to split off and form the Maximalist Union, a party that opposed their ideas in more matters than just religion. The Maximalist movement grew and garnered much strength in Porto Alegre, but still he faced opposition from anarchist unions, who were still the majority in the city, but his influence grew over time. In recent years, he was influenced by other centralist socialists abroad, and his Maximalist Union was one of the many leftist movements to support the so-called democratic left. He is well respected by most syndicalists in Brazil, even if his scathing and combative personality got him kicked out of more than one meeting. To him, Brazil's many issues after a decade of chaos can only be solved by a firm hand and unity among the people, a view shared by many Army and Navy officers. However, anarchists are still the biggest opponents to him in the political arena. Yes, anarchists are going, look, we'll take the fascists for this totalist crap. How many totalists will move to Brazil and South America to join like-minded nations if it was real? Well, you had Confederates in the First American Civil War who went down to Brazil because there was still slavery. So perhaps there would be a similar exodus of the totalists from America. Or how many Americans would move to Brazil or Argentina if they were totalists? Whatever, just take one. Take one. Okay, our heavy artillery is ready to go. All green. That's what I like to see. Even with the supply penalty, 573 soft attack, 717 soft attack. Oh yeah. Mosley's living in Rio. Earl Browder go to Brazil. Yeah, would the leadership take the exile? That is the question. Alright, so that should help with the critical hit issues that we may have been having. We can get better torpedo launchers. I don't think that's actually that useful. But armor-piercing shells are destroyers. Will be. Ain't much, but it's honest work. Okay. Outdated, Devastator. Okay, no, this is good. Can keep going up to the next one. Oh yeah, didn't we say in like June or July, we'd be just fine in terms of those planes? So let's go to Naval Bomber. 10,000 pilots. Well, I never read there's the crew and everything, but coming out here. Port strike. Naval strike. Yeah, I know Australia's still up there in Papua. So, look, we got into and finished off South America, so that is going to open up a nice amount of divisions that I'm looking forward to sending overseas. But we're just going to go ahead and stop for now. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Conquering History Games. I will likely stream tomorrow morning, as I was saying. So you guys have yourselves a great rest of your day, and I'll see you then.